Who wants the grand tour? Anybody else? That was a hell of a thing.
Think Galaxy Quest was just a goofy space spoof. Think again. What started as a joke became a heartfelt masterpiece that outshined even the legends it parodied. From rubber suits to real emotion, this cult classic did what few comedies ever could. It made us laugh, cry, and believe. But behind the scenes, chaos, close calls, and cast secrets you won't believe. This isn't just another parody breakdown, this is a tribute to one of sci-fi's most unexpected triumphs. Stick around as we uncover 20 weird, wild, and downright unbelievable facts about Galaxy Quest 1999. You'll never watch it the same way again. Before it became a family classic, Galaxy Quest was something else entirely. The original cut was raw, more profanity, more edge, more chaos. Tim Allen swore. Sigourney Weaver dropped an F-bomb during the infamous chopper scene. You can still catch it if you watch her lips closely. DreamWorks panicked, thinking a PG-13 or R rating would tank its holiday box office chances, so they trimmed it down, softened the edges, overdubbed the language, and stitched it back together, miraculously. The heart survived. In fact, many believe it became stronger. What could have been just another raunchy spoof turned into a sci-fi satire with soul, rare, hilarious, and unexpectedly moving. In one of the most beloved scenes, Sigourney Weaver's character breaks down mid-crisis and yells, "This episode was badly written." DreamWorks wanted the line gone, believing it too absurd and slapstick. But Weaver fought to keep it. To her, this wasn't just a punchline, it was catharsis. A release for every actress who'd ever been sidelined into shallow roles. For every fan who loved science fiction but hated its cliches, she saw the line not as a joke, but as a celebration of the genre's imperfections. It stayed in the film and became iconic. Just like the moment she defiantly declared, "Look, I have one job on this lousy ship. It's stupid, but I'm going to do it." Studios thought it too angry, too self-aware, but Weaver knew better. That line became a battle cry for every woman who'd ever been reduced to background noise in a male-led adventure. Tim Allen, at the time, had the scripts on his desk. One was the sentimental, big-budget drama Bicentennial Man, starring Robin Williams. The other was Galaxy Quest, a weird, risky comedy about washed-up actors and rubber aliens. Most stars would have taken the Oscar bait, but Allen understood. The soul of Jason Nesmith, the arrogant, aging captain desperate to matter again. He took the gamble. Bicentennial Man bombed. Galaxy Quest didn't just succeed, it saved his career and gave him one of the most beloved roles of his life. But if Allen brought comedy, it was Alan Rickman who brought gravity. Behind the latex forehead and dry sarcasm of Dr. Lazarus, Rickman poured in Shakespearean weight. He didn't wink or smirk. He delivered every line like it mattered. When the Thurians mourn their fallen, Rickman whispers, "By Grabthar's hammer, what a savings." It was written as parody, but the way he delivered it, broken, sincere, real, it stopped the crew in their tracks. The laughter died. A line meant for a gag turned into a moment of grief. That's what Rickman did. He took a second-rate alien and turned him into a tragic hero. Sam Rockwell wasn't even supposed to be there. His character, Guy Fleegman, was just a redshirt no-name, expendable extra destined to die early. But Rockwell refused to play it straight. He improvised everything: the paranoia, the terror, the crewman number 6 backstory. Even the idea that his character didn't have a last name because he wasn't important enough. The cast ran with it. The director, Dean Parra, saw gold and let Rockwell keep riffing. What was meant to be comic relief became a fan favorite, a man with no purpose who, through sheer panic, earned a place on the bridge. Tony Shalhoub, on the other hand, went the opposite direction. His character, Fred Kwan, didn't panic at all, while everyone else screamed. He floated through scenes with wide-eyed calm. Shalhoub suggested early on that maybe his guy was just vibing, not high, not stupid, just spiritually chill somehow. In the middle of exploding space battles, Fred's tranquil demeanor became the film's glue. He wasn't cracking under pressure, he'd already made peace with the absurdity. And his romance with an alien tentacle only made him more beloved. Then there was Justin Long. Fresh-faced, untested, going up against rising names like Kieran Culkin and Tom Everett Scott. But Long had something they didn't: authentic awkwardness. He didn't play the fanboy. He was the fanboy. He knew every line, believed in every character, and secretly hoped the ship was real, that innocence couldn't be faked. He got the part, and in doing so, became the avatar for every fan who ever dreamed that fiction could become reality. The film was packed with moments like that, ones that almost didn't happen originally. There was no big battle scene for Tim Allen's captain. No Kirk-style hero moment until someone pointed out, he's the captain, where's the fight? So they dropped him on a desert moon, threw in a rock monster, and let him brawl shirtless. It was absurd, it was last minute, and it was exactly what the movie needed, a punchy homage to classic sci-fi swagger. But Galaxy Quest didn't start with special effects. It started with heartbreak. Screenwriter David Howard was watching reruns of Star Trek when he had the idea. What if the cast wasn't boldly going anywhere anymore, just doing conventions and clinging to past glory? He dove deep into behind the scenes. Chaos, William Shatner's ego, Leonard Nimoy's bitterness, the rivalries, the regrets, and the devotion of fans who couldn't let go. Each Galaxy Quest character became a mirror. Jason Nesmith, the arrogant shell; Alexander Dane, the thespian, trapped in foam; Gwen, the overlooked blonde with depth; and then the fans. The ones who believed harder than the actors ever did. At early convention screenings, fans walked into the theater expecting a harmless laugh, a dumb comedy poking fun at their beloved sci-fi. But what they got was something else entirely. Galaxy Quest wasn't just spoofing space operas, it was feeling them. The costumes might have been cheesy, the sets retro-styled, but there was a pulse behind the parody. The emotions hit hard. The characters felt real. What started with casual laughter ended in standing ovations. People weren't just entertained, they were moved. Even longtime sci-fi veterans were caught off guard. Will Wheaton, who grew up as Wesley Crusher on Star Trek: The Next Generation, said Galaxy Quest captured the reality of fandom better than anything he'd ever seen. He didn't laugh it off, he embraced it. Patrick Stewart, the dignified Captain Picard himself, was initially skeptical. Another lazy parody. He rolled his eyes. But after watching it, he openly admitted he laughed, he cried, and found the film brilliant. Leonard Nimoy, the legendary Spock, and Jonathan Frakes, who played Commander Riker, also gave it their blessing, with Frakes acknowledging that Galaxy Quest understood the fan experience better than most actual Star Trek movies. And the numbers backed it up. For years, Galaxy Quest held a higher rating on Rotten Tomatoes than any official Star Trek film, including The Holy Grail, Wrath of Khan. Critics weren't just amused, they were impressed. They saw how carefully the film walked the line between satire and sincerity. It wasn't just a send-up, it was a salute, a tribute wrapped in comedy. Never losing its heart, even the villain had his evolution. Saris, the alien warlord, looked terrifying on screen. But his voice, originally dull, robotic, and nearly laughable, it almost wrecked the character. But then, late one night, actor Robin Sachs stepped back into the booth, slammed some coffee, and gave it one last shot. What came out was chilling, guttural, alien, dangerous. In that moment, Saris was reborn. Sachs didn't just save the villain, he gave the movie its menace. And the legacy didn't end when the credits rolled. DreamWorks later released a mockumentary, Galaxy Quest: The Journey Continues, a fake behind-the-scenes special that convinced some viewers the show actually existed. Then came the comic book sequel Galaxy Quest: Global Warning, courtesy of IDW Publishing. Same cast, same chaos, bigger planets, even more meta humor. Fans who had waited years finally got the sequel they'd longed for. The love ran deep, even the planet names had hidden meaning. The Thurians hailed from the Klaatu Nebula, a clever nod to Klaatu, the alien from the day the Earth stood still. That wasn't just trivia, that was reverence. The film might have mocked cliches, but it treated the genre's roots like scripture. And then, there was the sequel that almost happened. In the mid-2010s, Amazon greenlit a reboot. Scripts were ready, the Thurians were coming back, the cast eager, fans were buzzing. And then, the world lost Alan Rickman, and just like that, everything changed. The moment he passed, everything stopped. Tim Allen said it simply: we couldn't do it without him, because Rickman wasn't just part of the ensemble, he was its soul. The broken actor who found redemption through fiction. So the reboot was shelved forever. In the end. Maybe that's fitting. Not every story needs a sequel. Some are complete in their imperfection. Galaxy Quest never needed a franchise. It was enough. It is enough. It turned washed-up actors into real heroes, turned background characters into icons, turned a parody into a classic. And it gave audiences everywhere something to hold onto. A ship, a crew, a purpose. So if by Grapther's hammer still brings a smile or a tear, don't laugh. Honor it. Galaxy Quest was never just a parody, it was pure heart wrapped in humor. Still flying. Still loved. Drop a comment, like, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.